Welcome guys to another Battle City deck profile. Today we are showcasing the Joey Wheeler Battle City profile coming up. Rightio, let's get straight into the monsters, shall we? We'll start off with Guildford the Lightning, his strongest monster in his deck. 2800 attack, 1400 defense. Decent effect, you can tribute 3 monsters to tribute summon this card. If summoned this way, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. So that is essentially a good board wipe if you can get a few combos in that off, or protect your weaker monsters to get this guy on the field. That's a really good card for a character deck duel. One of my favourite cards of all time is up next, and that is one copy of Jinzo. 2400 attack, 1500 defense. Of course, Joey Wheeler won this in a duel against Asper Robo, but I believe it's his ace in his pack, if you know what I mean, like his best card in his deck. Trap cards and their effects on the field cannot be activated. Negate all trap card effects on the field. So it's a brilliant shutdown of the back row, and that is why I like Jinzo. Easy to summon on the field too. Next up, we've got one copy of the Insect Queen. 2200 attack, 2400 defense. Joey, of course, in Battle City won this against Weevil Underwood. This card gains 200 attack for each insect monster on the field. Cannot declare an attack unless you tribute one monster. Once per turn, during the end phase, if this card is destroyed an opponent's monster by battle, you special summon one insect monster token. Kind of a useful card for our Joey if you can get it onto the field. Pretty much I remember in the anime he played the old Grave Robber, and he played Eradicating Aerosol and managed to exterminate the Queen. It's Joey in Joey's words. Next up, we've got the legendary Fisherman. 1850 attack, 1600 defense. Of course, Joey won this against Mako. That was one thing about Joey Wheeler's Battle City. I really enjoyed his duels. They were very different to, say, Yugi and Kaiba's duels completely. While Yumi is on the field, this card is unaffected by spell effects and cannot be targeted by attacks. But pretty much Joey doesn't have Umi there, so it's a useful 5-star monster for him if he can get it on the field. Next up, we've got Garuzis. 1800 attack, 1500 defense. Run one copy of the Alligator's Sword. 1500 attack, 1200 defense. I love the description of this card. It's in a Brooklyn style description. You speak like that, and that's what it's meant to be described as. Run one copy of the X-Raider. 1700 attack, 1150 defense. Some of these monsters of Joey's may seem a bit weaker than, say, the other 2 Battle City profiles that were done, but Joey's got a lot of interesting cards coming up that will help and aid these monsters. We run 2 copies of Baby Dragon. 1200 attack, 700 defense. The reason why we run 2 Baby Dragons, because Baby Dragon Time Wizard is a fusion, and also Baby Dragon Alligator Sword Dragon is another one. We run one copy of Time Wizard. 500 attack, 400 defense. Pretty much it's a really cool card. You're either in a good position after his coin flip's gone, or in a very bad position, and you lose life points if you get your coin toss wrong. We run one copy of the Swordsman of Landstar. 500 attack, 1200 defense. One copy of the Little Wingard. 1400 attack, 1800 defense. I like the effect of this card. Once per turn during your end phase, you can change the battle position of this card. So if you've attacked with this card, say directly or something like that, where you've attacked into a monster that is going to beat it the next turn, you can switch it to defense and you don't lose any life points. And I believe in the anime, or the manga, it was called Tiny Guardian. Run one copy of Gearfried the Iron Knight. 1800 attack, 1600 defense. Pretty much in the anime as well, just referring back to, again, the Joey and Weevil duel. I believe the parasite that Weevil snuck into the deck tried to infect Gearfried the Iron Knight, but he was iron and he couldn't be affected. We run one copy of the Hayabusa Knight, so 1000 attack, 700 defense. It can attack twice during the battle phase. Also run one copy of the Panther Warrior. So this card cannot declare an attack unless you tribute one monster. So it's a useful monster to bring onto the field. Say for example, if you had one of those weaker cards like Hayabusa Knight were on the field, you can play this guy. After Hayabusa Knight's attacked, you can tribute Hayabusa Knight and Panther Warrior gets an attack as well. And also useful with Panther Warrior too is with Scapegoats, you can tribute the tokens. But next up we've got Rocket Warrior. Hang on, I'll get him in the screen properly. 1500 attack, 1300 defense. Cannot be destroyed by battle during your battle phase. Also, you take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. If this card attacks a monster after damage calculation, that attack target loses 500 attack to the end of this turn. So Rocket Warrior can be used in combo with other monsters, and a very useful card in the Joey deck. Now just some other cards that we had to put in. Flame Manipulator. 900 attack, 1000 defense. It's part of the requirement for Flame Swordsman, along with this guy here, Masaki, the legendary swordsman. 1100 attack, 1100 defense. Run one copy of the Battle Warrior, 700 attack, 1000 defense. One Guardian of the Labyrinth, 1000 attack, 1200 defense, also needed for Guilty of the D Knight. We run one copy of Protector of the Throne, 800 attack, 1500 defense. And to round off the monsters, guys, we run one copy of the Copycat. Pretty much I used Copycat in Duelist Kingdom, and I needed to put another monster into the deck just to give them a nice, around about 22 monsters. And pretty much it does what it says. Moving on to the spell cards of the deck profile of Joey Wheeler's. Run one copy of the mystery card, Pot of Greed. Who knows what it does to this day. Run two copies now of the Polymerization. Now Polymerization for Joey, he's got 4 monsters that he confused, but 2 Polymerizations is adequate enough for the deck. We run one copy of the Foolish Burial. So you see my monsters from your deck to the graveyard. Got the card Giant Trunade. So Giant Trunade, return all spell and trap cards to the field to the hand. Gives us a great effect among the duels in Battle City as well. The old Graceful Charity plays. Who remembers like Joey in Battle City using this card and Skull Dice together? So you roll a 6-sided dice and your monsters gain attack equal to the dice roll and defense. Couple of power-ups coming up now. We've got one copy of the Legendary Sword. So you equip to a warrior type monster, it gains that amount of attack. One copy of the Lightning Blade. So another warrior type monster you equip to, it gains 800 attack and all water monsters lose 500 attack. So useful in a duel against Mako, Tsunami. Of course, we've got to run a copy of the Monster Reborn in the deck. Got some interesting cards now. These are some of the gamble cards, what Joey Wheeler is famous for. Got the card Question. So when activating this card, your opponent cannot check cards in the graveyard. Your opponent calls the name of the first monster found at the bottom of your graveyard. If he or she calls it right, the monster is removed from play. If he/she calls it wrong, the monster is special summoned on your side of the field in face-up attack position or defense position. So that is a magnificent card. Your opponent's got to have a very sharp memory. You kind of play this towards like a middle of a duel in a character deck duel, and it'll be hard for the opponent to remember everything in terms of what's happened. Another interesting card is the old Roulette Spider, of course used in the Joey Wheeler and Wee Wonderwood duel. So pretty much it's got a whole lot of effects depending on your roll. If you roll a 1, half your life points. 2, make that a direct attack. 3, choose one monster you control, change the attack target to it and perform damage calculation. Choose one other monster your opponent controls, change the attack target to it and perform damage calculation, and once negate the attack for 5, and 6 is destroy that opponent's monster. So there's some useful effects there, and there's not so good ones, but a very interesting card, Roulette Spider. To round off the spell cards now, guys, we run 1 copy, of course, of his Scapegoat. So it's special summon 4 sheep tokens. Very useful store option. You play it face down, opponent attacks, activate and get your tokens on the field. Yeah, we've got some trap cards now. We run the 1 copy of the Fury Box. So Fury Box is kind of useful. When your monster attacks while this is activated, they flip a coin. And if they get it wrong, their monster's attack goes to 0. So good store option. The only thing is you have to pay 500 life points during each of your standby phases. Talking about this card a bit earlier, we run 1 copy of the Grave Robber. So you select 1 spell card from your opponent's graveyard and you can use it during your turn. But you have to pay 2,000 points, but it's well worth it in most situations. We run 1 copy of the Kunai with Chain. So Kunai Chain's got 2 effects. Pretty much you can apply both of them. And it's a very useful card. It powers up your monster and it can switch their monster from attack to defense for very useful. This goes usually in tandem with Graceful Dice in Joey Wheeler's deck, but we've got 1 copy of the Skull Dice. So it reduces the opponent's monster, depending on your roll, by 100 points per dice roll. We run 1 copy of Trap Hole of Spikes. It's called Chasm of Spikes, I believe, in the anime. We run 1 copy of Nutrient Z as well. So that card pretty much requires you to lose a few life points and then you gain a certain amount with this card. Useful. Now we've got the extra deck, guys. We've got 4 extra deck monsters, starting of course with the iconic Flame Swordsman. 1800 attack, 1600 defense, requires Flame Manipulator Misaki, the legendary swordsman. I'm completely baffled why this was not made into a normal 5-star monster. 1 copy of the Alligator's Sword Dragon. So that requires Baby Dragon and Alligator's Sword. This card can attack your opponent directly if the only face-up monsters they control are Earth, Water or Fire. Of course we run 1 copy of the Thousand Dragon. 2400 attack, 2000 defense, Time Wizard and Baby Dragon required there. To round off the extra deck, guys, we run 1 copy of Guiltier the D-Knight, 1850 attack, 1500 defense, requires Guardian of the Labyrinth and Protector of the Throne. Now we've got the side deck. Some interesting cards are in the side deck as well. In no particular order, we've got the card Gamble. So Gamble, you can activate this card when your opponent's hand has 6 or more cards and your hand controls 2 or less. Pretty much you toss a coin, and if you call it correctly, you draw it till you have 5 cards in your hand. If you call it wrong, you skip your next turn. So it's a Joey Wheeler card, definitely, because if you get it wrong, you're in a bit of trouble. I put this guy into the side deck. The reason why, because Joey did unfortunately have to use it in the Weevil Underwood duel, because Weevil snuck it in there. It pretty much is when you draw it. When the opponent draws it, you play it face down. If it survives on the field, you flip it up, it goes into your opponent's deck and they shuffle their deck, and when they do draw this card, they lose 1,000 points. Couldn't fit all the power-ups in the deck, so we run 1 copy of the Salamandra. So you equip only to a fire monster, it gains 700 attack. Some very tough choices are made for this 40 card profile, but another card unfortunately missed out, the Shield and Sword. Would be useful for a few of Joey's monsters in his deck, like he's got Swordsman of Landstar and the Battle Warrior, for example, that would get a benefit from that. Got 1 copy of the Tigrex. Some of these are Duelist Kingdom monsters, guys, so the monsters that are in the deck that you think, why are they in there, they were played in Battle City. Some of these cards weren't. So Tigrex, love the print of him. 1300 attack, 1100 defense. So Koji Kosi, 1500 attack, 1200 defense. Got the Battle Steer, just a generic 5-star Beast Warrior monster, 1800 attack, 1300 defense. To round it off, we'll put these guys together. We run in the side deck, even though they weren't used in Duel's Kingdom, I like them anyway. Swamp and Lava Battle Guard, if they're on the field together, they boost each other up. So that rounds out the Joey Wheeler Battle City profile, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Love putting that deck together, and pretty much we're mentioning my favourite card from the profile, and that is Jinzo. 2400 attack, 1500 defense. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Feel free to join the Discord. That's in my description and everything as well. We will have a profile out maybe in the next week or so with Marek. So I'd love to see you guys there with that profile. But for now, guys, we'll catch you later and we'll see you next time.